Good morning, everyone. I realize we're a couple minutes late getting started. We appreciate your patience and waiting, but we'll go ahead and get started today. So thank you for joining this webinar. Today, just wanted to first introduce myself. I am Matt Peterson. I'm a relationship director with Maple LMS. And I work closely primarily with association and nonprofit clients at Maple LMS to partner with them on their training, education, and professional development programs. Maple LMS also does have clients that really span all industries, including the public and private sector and for-profit companies. And joining me today is Avon. Avon, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Matt. My name is Avin. I'm a key account manager with Maple LMS. I'm also the customer training manager. So I manage the onboarding of our new clients and pretty much everything around that.
Great, thanks. And so nice to have you today. Just a couple housekeeping items. We encourage you to ask questions through the Q&A at the bottom of the screen, and we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. And also, Maple LMS is a certified CAE provider, and today's live call is eligible to receive 1 CAE credit, which you can claim on the American Society of Association Executives website. So today we're going to be talking about unlocking the advantages of collaborative learning. So collaborative learning is an approach that emphasizes working together with others to enhance learning. And collaborative learning can occur either on a peer-to-peer basis or in larger groups. Peer learning or peer instruction is a type of collaborative learning that involves learning working in pairs or small groups to discuss concepts or find solutions to problems. Collaborative learning can be done virtually, or it can also be done in person. And we're also going to talk about how you can garner a learning management system to enhance your collaborative learning. So first of all, I just want to talk about what is collaborative learning. Collaborative learning is a situation in which 2 or more people learn or attempt to learn something together. So collaborative learning is really based on the idea of social learning. Thereby, people can learn from observing the behaviors of others, and it promotes learning through discussion, group work, and also social interaction. This approach recognizes that learning styles will vary amongst individuals, and some will learn best when they work together and exchange ideas amongst themselves. So ways to incorporate collaborative learning experience include the peer-to-peer communication that's about connecting with other learners. Collaborative learning experiences facilitate learners to connect and engage with each other, have discussions to further improve and show their progress. And learners can reach out to other learners to understand their perspective regarding the concept. It really helps to improve their skills. The second way would be group discussions. So discussions that involve conversations concerning any projects accelerate the learning progress. It allows learners to concentrate on specific matters where they need to provide feedback to other learners and share as well as document those ideas. In this way, learners save a lot of time as they do not require to draft long emails to give personal feedback. And then third component is constructive feedback. So feedback is an integral part of the work culture and way people learn and how they change their behaviors. So the approach is to give positive feedback. It aims at boosting the morale of those individuals. And while feedback that is not constructive may result negatively, constructive feedback really boosts the motivation of learners, improves their performance, and it builds confidence. So the right measure of words defines if the feedback is constructive or negative. And besides this, strong communication skills along with emotional intelligence is the major factor behind the positive feedback. Next, we're going to talk about why collaborative learning is important in the workplace. So first and foremost, it accelerates learning. Collaborative learning accelerates the process of learning due to sharing of ideas and working closely together. Peers learn how others think and how they operate, and collaborative learning can help teams arrive at solutions faster by dividing and delegating tasks and involving multiple viewpoints. Secondly is clarity to concepts. Collaborative learning is effective in building skills and knowledge bases. And by instilling a cooperative mindset, learning never really stops, and peers will continue to share their knowledge and ideas with each other over the course of time, and really brings clarity to the concept. Thirdly, we have lifting brain activity. So when there's peer-to-peer learning, it promotes critical thinking and creativity, as collaborative learning relies heavily on interpersonal communication. Trainees quickly develop critical thinking skills. They not only need to understand the problem that has been laid out before them, but they also need to be able to evaluate the contributions made by everyone on the team. And as employees or learners learn from one another, new ideas can begin to spark, often springing from suggestions offered by others in the group. Next, we have higher engagement level. So not all team members might be comfortable in a collaborative environment. And this can be true for a number of reasons. Shyness, a lack of confidence, or maybe even arrogance can all impede to establishing a cooperative mindset. But with collaborative learning, even the most reluctant team member can find themselves diving into the work, focused on finding a solution to the problem in front of them. And then lastly, boosting group discussions. Collaborative learning really encourages employees to open their minds to alternative points of view. Each team member brings their own worldview and their own experiences to the table. And through collaborations, learners get to know each other and better understand how different viewpoints can be valid. Collaborative learning also promotes high engagement levels, leading to retention, self-esteem, and responsibility. Next, I want to turn to how do collaborative work experiences improve work performance. So first is clear concepts. So getting different viewpoints will add clarity to concepts that others may be struggling to understand, and thereby accelerating the learning progress for some. An instructor can clear concepts based upon questions asked by the group, and discussions help them to understand the concept better and come up with conclusions based upon facts instead of just simply assumptions or based on their previous experiences. Due to a discussion around a concept, it is more likely to be retained by the individual. So knowledge retention is also a byproduct of this. And we talked a little bit about accelerating learning earlier, but learners get the opportunity to discuss the concepts more clearly in a collaborative environment. So they get to engage with their peers, discuss, and understand every single case from multiple perspectives. It enlarges their arena of thought processes and broadens the self-understanding to analyze things more clearly and learn early without any resistance or barrier of self-doubt that hinder the learning progress. Knowledge retention, we talked about too. It improves knowledge retention as learners get more indulged in the discussions and they get more clarity, resolve questions, as well as utilize and implement the knowledge in the work processes. In this way, it really improves the knowledge retention. And then increase productivity and efficiency. And who doesn't want this? The collaborative learning process not just accelerates the learning process, but it also provides enough space to implement the knowledge gained through the training to apply the live tasks assigned to them. In this way, it not only improves the work processes, but organization's efficiency with increased productivity of workforce is also a byproduct. Finally, knowledge sharing. Collaborative learning encourages employees to open their minds to different viewpoints and share with each other. And each member brings their own worldview. Through collaboration, learners get to know each other and better understand how these different viewpoints can be valid. Next, we'll move along. So we want to talk about how to incorporate collaborative learning experiences. So you can incorporate these in the workplace by creating a culture that encourages employees to collaborate. So leaders should focus on creating an environment where employees will initiate collaborative efforts because they understand that everyone's success is tied together. Collaborative learning can happen between two individuals or a whole group of people, as we mentioned, and it can occur through virtual e-learning sessions or through in-person group discussions. So first, I want to talk about virtual e-learning sessions. So an LMS that integrates with a web conferencing tool will help support this. Virtual learning environments help to develop critical thinking for learners, and it's an efficient tool to engage and motivate your learners. It also supports distance learning and remote collaboration, which is so prevalent in today's world. Provides multiple and interdisciplinary spaces for both learning and collaborating. It'll help develop social skills, and it suits collaborative learning related paradigms and approaches overall. Virtual sessions can be an effective tool for the support and enhancement of collaborative learning, and a key way if you're not able to support in-person collaboration. Secondly is social learning experiences. Social interactions are crucial to everybody's development at every stage of life. Observational learning is all about the interactions across all facets of life while talking to people, listening to what they're saying, and then aim to apply or consider the insights that person is sharing. There is great success around using social learning experiences, and 82% of the businesses that use social learning tools want to increase their use of them in the future. So great successes around that. Next is cohort-based learning. Cohort-based learning is an approach that harnesses the power of collaboration and community to improve learning quality. With cohort-based e-learning, a group of learners embark on a course together, sharing their experiences, perspectives, and ideas to create a more dynamic learning environment. Finally is group discussions. Through group discussions, participants actively use vocabulary words as tools to generate new ideas, challenge each other's arguments, and clarify different opinions. Cohort learning is a learning style in which a group of learners or students move through the course program together with a fixed period of time. Next, Avon, did you want to talk about a little bit about the advantages of collaborative learning in the workplace?
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Quite a few advantages as we see. Certainly, when you have a collaborative learning environment that allows you and your teams to brainstorm on ideas. So brainstorming, definitely one of that. So imagine a group of people combined together. Now they are working on a particular item, and then you have a brainstorming session. Now that can really boost up productivity, and not just productivity, that just helps you generate more ideas, particularly if we are in the workplace. And when we are in the workplace, we definitely work on certain items. So let's say if you're working on a project, or maybe a project, or let's say a project in this case, then with this collaboration, it allows your employees to brainstorm ideas, come up with new thoughts and new suggestions. That could be one way. Definitely, one of the advantages is to enable problem-solving skills with your end users. When I say end users, these are basically your employees. Okay, so, and you might hear me say that a lot, but that basically refers to employees, since we are talking about learning in the workplace. Now, problem solving skills, how does that work? Now, again, similar to a brainstorming session, you can have a collaborative session where you identify a problem, get ideas from each other, and try to find different ideas together. And that eventually is enhancing your skill on finding solutions to problems that are presented to you. Social interaction, now that's I would say one of the biggest advantages with social interaction. Now, when we have a collaborative learning environment, or let's say if we create a collaborative learning experience, that allows individuals to socially interact with each other, and that just opens a lot of door with social interaction. And this is quite common these days. People are not really interacting with each other, so just to enable more interaction between people or your employees in this case, social interaction can be certainly boosted with the help of a collaborative learning environment in your workplace, and that eventually leads to creativity. Now, once you have these employees engaged into social collaborations, eventually you're going to come up with creative ideas. That just helps you boost your creativity, come up with some new ideas, new thoughts, and also leads to better teamwork. So that definitely that's one advantage of it. In a collaborative learning environment, teamwork plays the most crucial role. So this is a great way uh, to uh, to enhance the teamwork within your different teams in the organization. It can help you enhance your communication skills and definitely promote diversity. These are all some key advantages of collaborative learning into a workplace. And moving on, I just wanted to highlight a few more things over here about how an LMS can add value to collaborative learning experiences. First off, your LMS um, eventually your LMS becomes a unified portal where you can enable these learning experiences. So social learning experiences, you get all the tools that allow you to create these engagement and also social experiences, maybe adding forums or maybe creating live virtual trainings or a group session. Then, so the most important thing is that with an LMS, an LMS basically provides you with all the tools you need to enable social engagement and collaborative learning into your workplace. And eventually that leads to an improvised learning experience, because now instead of sitting as an individual, maybe doing an online learning, taking a course, watching a live class, you now have a group of people that you can communicate with, engage with, and discuss about the learning. Or let's just say, for example, if we are if I'm a learner, and if I'm probably enrolled into a learning experience, a social group who is involved into this training or this course, now I can engage with these participants, get ideas from them, and eventually enhance my knowledge about the topic that we are learning. So, but most importantly, an LMS provides you with all the tools you need to create these social interactions, to create these learning experiences into a single environment, into a single unified portal. And then you have the ability to view and track the social engagement of these individuals inside the LMS. Maybe it's progress tracking, maybe it's an assessment that the group has to take. So certain tools are provided inside the LMS, or maybe if it's just a live group class that we may want to schedule into the LMS. So I would say these are a few areas where LMS can add value to collaborative learning experiences. And um, just moving on, Matt, if you have any thoughts about these, but I think I can take this. But certain collaboration tools that you must have in your LMS are some of those are presented on my screen. Um, Chats. So this is more like a live chat. You may have visited some website which has a live chat. You see an icon, you click on it, and then there's an individual sitting behind the scene who's able to chat with you. So chat would be a great tool to have inside your LMS. Now here we're talking about an LMS. So now what can happen is, let's say you're working inside a course. Let's say if you're looking at a course or you're just taking a course, you have this chat feature inside, and that just allows you to chat with all the course participants, or maybe in most cases your instructor as well. So if there's an instructor assigned to a course, you can straight away chat with your instructor, or maybe have a group chat inside a learning course. So that's one way, or that's one tool that you should definitely have. And then messaging. This refers to one-on-one messaging functionality that an LMS can provide. With this, and I've seen this in most cases where you have a instructor-led course, and now this participant is trying to reach to this instructor with some questions. Well, in the most basic way, you can write an email to your instructors if you know them, but if you have a message feature, you can straight away send out a direct message to an instructor, ask your question, or even messaging doesn't has to be between an instructor and a learner. It can certainly between individuals. So an individual can also communicate with other individual who's inside this LMS. And then discussion forums, these would be one of the most standard tools that you should definitely have. If you prefer creating social learning experiences or using any collaborative learning tools inside your LMS. So discussion forums, as the name suggests, as the name says, it's a discussion forum. So forum, a typical activity which allows your course participants to create discussion topics, as well as engage into any ongoing discussion topics. Wikis could be a way to collaborate as well. So wiki is more like creating a page inside your LMS, more like a shareable document or a collaborative document that can be used between two or multiple participants. So wiki would be a good good a tool that you should have in your LMS. And then lastly, feedback. Now there are multiple ways to get feedback, but now when we talk about a social learning experience, you can probably have a way to get an overall feedback from all participants. So maybe all on the same page, or simply using some survey tools inside your LMS to get feedback from your participants. Now, these are some must-have features or must-have tools, I would say, inside your LMS, particularly if you do promote collaborative learning, or if you are interested in collaborative learning, you should always look out for these features into an LMS. And just moving on, I'm actually going to walk you through some of these, some of the most common tools that an LMS can offer in terms of collaborative learning. So let me just switch my screen, and I'm going to navigate into one of my LMS accounts. There we go. So here I have a learner logged in into the LMS. And then once a learner, let's say, goes to a course, for example, let's say we go to this course. Inside a course, I have a learner forum. Okay, so let's start with that. Now, when I go to the learner forum, I have the ability to create a discussion topic and allow other participants to engage in that discussion topic. So let's say if I was interested in, now this is a CompTIA certification course, maybe let's say if I was interested in collaborate on for upcoming assessment or something like that, and I can post that to the forum, and that creates a discussion topic. Now this goes out as a notification to all these participants, and then if there are any groups enabled, these groups would also receive notifications. Once any other participants comes to this forum, now this participant can see the post, they can respond to the post straight away from here. And similarly, a thread gets created. So a discussion thread gets created where every participant can come in, they can post responses to any topics that are going on within the forum, and then you have a way to track all the discussions as well. So that would definitely be one way. And then another way or another tool or a feature that I would like to show would be around group learning sessions. Now, this can happen either through a integrated web conferencing platform. So if your LMS allows or provides any functionalities around creating live virtual trainings by integrating with your web conferencing platform, it could be a way to create these group learning sessions. So learning sessions that happen live virtually. So all these participants can join in to these learning sessions right from here. And then further, if needed, we can also separate these out according to groups. So inside a course, you can create multiple groups of users, and then you can only open up some activities for a specific group, or schedule, let's say, learning sessions for a specific group, or maybe a forum which is only restricted for a particular group. So there are multiple ways, and then a fairly simple example of feedback that can be taken from your participants, let's say after taking a live training, or maybe after being into a collaborative group discussion. So a small feedback survey can be laid out by the end of this learning, or by the end of this training. And yeah, these would be some examples around the tools that we just talked about. So live virtual training session, or a virtual group discussion, or simply a forum for every participant, for all participants, where they can collaborate on the forum, creating feedback activities such as surveys, and also in most cases using quizzes for assessments. So with that, I'm just going to refer back to you, Matt, and we can go back to the previous slide.
Sure. Yeah, no, that was really what we had prepared for you today. I'm just going to check to see if we have any questions in the Q&A. So there's one question here, Avon, about how can we use the tools to manage a project? So I have a couple thoughts on that. Certainly a great collaboration experience is giving a particular project or a problem for a group to resolve. So I think one of the most effective tools could really be the wiki. So the wiki, much like you might have a shareable document or collection of documents that individuals can go in, they can edit, they can add additional comments, or they could add additional files to that wiki. So I think that would be a really, really valuable tool. So you could essentially build a course. Everything usually starts with a course in an LMS, but this course could be focused on this particular project or problem that you're trying to resolve. So my suggestion would be to add any resources, files, PDFs, whatever might be necessary, and then create a wiki where maybe you have kind of a project management structure and the different steps that the group defines that they need to meet, and then allowing individuals to enter any information into that wiki. And then you could certainly add a discussion forum to that course to encourage further collaboration and through discussions. So if someone's logged into the LMS, they would be subscribed to that discussion forum and they would be notified that there was a new post. If they weren't online, then they would receive an email notifying that someone posted to the discussion forum. But they can add additional comments, but they can also share resources such as URL links or documents or videos that they'd like to upload and share through the discussion forum. And if this isn't active, we really recommend that you'd have a leader to kind of encourage further discussion around key concepts. Any other thoughts on that, Avon, though?
No, I think you laid that out pretty well.
Okay, great, thank you. And looking to the Q&A, I don't see any other questions, but certainly if you have any questions, feel free to post them now. But we hope this was helpful to you. Collaborative learning is a valuable tool, both in the workplace and other organizations. And a learning management system will really, really help to support that collaboration, particularly if you have individuals who are either distant or working remotely and need to collaborate over various time zones and from different geographic locations. Maple LMS really provides all these tools that we mentioned today to help support this collaborative learning and to ensure that you reap all the benefits of that collaborative learning process. So that will conclude our webinar today. We hope you benefited from this, and we appreciate you attending. We will also post a copy of this recording on our website within a couple of days, so it will be available for on-demand use. And also remember, you just need to go to the ASE website if you do want to claim the CAE credit that this webinar is eligible for. And if you wish to continue our discussion around collaborative learning or how an LMS will facilitate that, we would love to connect with you. You can simply reach out to us at sales@maplelms.com. And you can also visit our website at www.maplelms.com. Thank you for joining the conversation today. We look forward to hearing from you, and enjoy the rest of your day ahead. Thank you.